Yo, what's up YouTube, SavageHerobrine here, and welcome back to another Nintendo video. And today's video, I'll be discussing about the whole Nintendo Switch Online service debacle. So, let's get into it. So, for a while now, we knew that there was going to be a Nintendo Switch Online service coming, and it would be like $20 a year that you would have to pay. And now we're very close to September when this online service will actually release itself, and we barely know anything about it. Or maybe we know everything about it and there's just not much to it. But either way, this is ridiculous that there was nothing that we've been really told about it. And even if this was also for the online service, the Nintendo Switch Online service would still freaking be a mess because of various issues. Like the fact that the phone app you still have to use for Nintendo Switch Online games, like Splatoon 2, and various other games will probably also use a phone app to do voice chat and stuff. And that's freaking ridiculous, especially since Fortnite, a third-party game, doesn't even use a phone app, but instead you could just use like headphones or something to use voice chat instead. So I kind of find it stupid that Nintendo isn't like making a headset for like the console. I'd be fine if there's a phone app, and then there's also another way to do voice chat via a headset or something, but there isn't for some reason, and that's a problem, especially since like other consoles have headsets and stuff, and it wouldn't be too hard for Nintendo to actually like make a headset for their console, and then you can use that for voice chat. That shouldn't actually be too hard for Nintendo Switch, especially since you can actually use the voice chat in like games like Fortnite, so I'm pretty sure Nintendo could do that, but for some reason they're not for some reason. And also, even if you do get the online app, first there's that problem, then with the stuff that we get, we do have like cloud backup data, which is a really good thing. So if you break your Switch or something, your data would just be saved in the cloud, so I'm glad that they're including that feature. That's a good thing. But they're also like adding stuff like NES games, and NES games you can actually play in a lot of places. You can play it on like your Wii U, your 3DS, your freaking phone, and on various other devices, not to mention like emulation and stuff. So I kind of find it weird that they're only giving us NES games. Like, why not Super NES games, or Nintendo 64 games, or GameCube games, or Wii games, or something like that? They really should like focus on like giving us games from other consoles, not just the NES. I mean, they're probably going to actually give us the games from those systems also like later down the line, but so far it doesn't really give us too much of a reason to actually go buy a Switch, especially if you have like a 3DS or Wii U or Wii or something, because you can buy a bunch of NES games on those systems too, or even just download them on your phone. So it's really pointless just to have NES games when they can like give us a tons of things from other platforms that they can give us games from. Like, we could like have GameCube games, and we could have like games like Super Mario Sunshine, Luigi's Mansion, Mario Kart Double Dash, and stuff like that. And then of course third-party games they should also give us from like old systems like Nintendo 64. Like maybe like give us like GoldenEye 07 or something like that. They really should just focus on doing that, just not NES games. Like I said 2 times already, is that like you can get that on so many other platforms. So they really should fix that, and hopefully it won't be too long until they give us games from the other platforms and stuff. Maybe we could also get stuff from like other platforms outside of Nintendo platforms, like maybe from like Atari consoles, or maybe even from like Sega consoles or something like that, because it would just give us more of a reason to actually buy the Nintendo Switch Online service. Because outside of that, and the fact that they're just giving us online if we pay $20, there really isn't too much there. And not to mention, we don't even have freaking online apps for some reason. All we have is like Hulu Plus. What happened to streaming apps like YouTube or like Netflix or something like that? We still don't have basic stuff like that. That was even on the freaking Wii U and Wii. For some reason, it's not even on the Switch, even though those 2 consoles also had it, and even the 3DS had it. So there's really no excuse for stuff like Netflix and YouTube not to be on the Switch. They really need to find a way to bring those apps to like Nintendo Switch, because it won't be too hard, of course, to get those things on Nintendo Switch. And also, while we're talking about Nintendo Switch Online service and stuff, I'm going to also be discussing more on what I think they should probably add in like the future of the online service, so it actually gives us more of a reason to actually go and buy it. So first off, we need something like actual voice chat, so make a headset like I said earlier, and we also need something where we can like send messages and stuff, because you can do that on consoles like PS4 and Xbox One, so you should be able to like send messages and stuff. that's not too hard to do. And also, I think this would probably be unlikely, but maybe they could like make like a new like social media app similar to what they did with the Wii U and 3DS with Miiverse, except they need to make it better than Miiverse, because Miiverse was trash on the Wii U and 3DS because of all the trollers and stuff, and how you can get banned for the dumbest reasons. If they can fix those issues and stuff, I don't really see a problem with them like adding like a social media or something similar to Miiverse, except way better than that piece of garbage. Then I think it would also be cool to like have a social media or something just for like video games and stuff, and for users specifically on Nintendo Switch. Though this is pretty unlikely, I doubt this would ever happen, but I'm just playing that out there because that would be a pretty cool thing to add to Nintendo Switch Online service if they did it right. And also, when the Nintendo Switch Online service hits, they better make actual servers. I don't know if they're actually going to like add servers. I hope so, because right now they don't actually have servers. Instead of servers, basically what it is like the Nintendo Switch like communicates with each other to actually play online. But if one Switch has a trouble communicating with the other, it actually causes lag and stuff. That's why on like consoles like Wii U and 3DS, on games like Super Smash Brothers, actually is pretty laggy because the consoles are supposed to be like communicating, and then if one isn't like working properly, it will just lag the whole entire match for everybody. And that's because Nintendo actually doesn't have official servers, so they really just need to actually make actual servers and pay for these servers. They cannot just keep on doing this because this can cause a ton of lag and stuff, and they need to make the online better, of course. And outside of that, that's the things I have problems with and what I would add to Nintendo Switch Online service stuff. So tell me your thoughts about Nintendo Switch Online service, and tell me what you would want to actually see added to this service in the future. So yeah, without the way, SavageHerobrine out.